All right, apologies for that technical hitch, but thank you for joining TV47 as I get you informed on the latest at this hour. My name is Sheilar Chelangat and we begin now. A Kibra Member of Parliament Peter Orero's driver, George Odwor, has been released on 100,000 Kenyan shillings fine after pleading guilty to charges of dangerous driving. Odwor appeared before the Milimani Traffic Court following the viral video that captured him using the wrong side of the road. Odwor pleaded for leniency, telling the court that he was rushing to the airport at the time of the incident. In her ruling, Magistrate Rose Ndombi said she considered the driver's plea, but also noted that the law provides for a fine of up to 100,000 shillings for such an offence. Odwor was ordered to pay the fine immediately and given 14 days to appeal if he wishes to do so. And the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has recovered a parcel of land in Bungoma worth 35 million Kenyan shillings that has been illegally acquired by a private individual. The half-acre property located next to the Bungoma State Lodge was found to have been fraudulently transferred and developed into a luxury home. The Environment and Land Court ruled that the acquisition was fraudulent and ordered the eviction of the owner. The land was originally reserved for housing senior government officers. And away from that, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has today visited Siaya County, where he spearheaded a government initiative aimed at empowering border operators. Accompanied by a delegation of national and county leaders, Kindiki emphasized the government's commitment to supporting small-scale entrepreneurs, particularly in rural areas where many youth rely on small businesses like primary source of income. Amid rumors about the health of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Kindiki has come forward to set the record straight that Raila is well and in good spirits and will be back in the country in the coming days.
Na mimi nikiwa hapa Siaya, nimesema kwanza kabla sijafika hapa, nimeomba ruhusa Mheshimiwa mzee wetu Prime Minister Raila Odinga anajua niko hapa. Nimezungumza na yeye vile Governor Orengo amesema. Nimezungumza na yeye in the hearing of Governor Orengo, in the hearing ya Mheshimiwa Oburu Oginga. Mheshimiwa Prime Minister Raila Odinga is safe and healthy. I have spoken to him.
And into matters health, Kiambu doctors under the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union and Bunge Mashinani activists have taken to the streets to protest outside the county referral hospital before heading to the governor's office, as the standoff with the county government now is in its 138th day. Led by KMPDU Secretary General Dr. Davji Atela, the medics warned that they will call a nationwide strike if the grievances are not addressed. The doctors also accused the Kiambu County government of neglecting their welfare and failing to resolve the long-running dispute. They say they have begun collecting signatures to petition the Kiambu County Assembly to initiate the process of removing the governor from office. Meanwhile, the union says it remains open to dialogue to restore health services in the county's public hospitals.
Kuja hapa ni juu gavana wa Matangi hasikii. Tumejaribu kumwambia with all means that health is our #1 priority. Tukimwambia anaenda hospitali anafanya PR, anachukua wamama, anahaya wamama, anawapeleka huko wanaanza kuimba. Alafu wanatuambia wamama wamepata watoto ndio wanasherehekea juu wamepata watoto. Matangi alipi madaktari, he must go. Either alipa madaktari warudi kazi, we don't have any problem with that. Lakini kama atalipa madaktari warudi kazi, watitu watoto wetu, he must go.
It's a national tragedy where governors or county mandarins decide not to resolve a problem with workers and instead perpetrate suffering for the people. So we have had engagement with the public here, and one declaration we are putting forth that beginning tomorrow we are going to be collecting signatures 10% of the residents of Kiambu, that's 120,000, to petition the parliament, to petition the president to dissolve this county.
And away from that, supporters of Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru in the county have hit out at former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua over his recent remarks against the county boss. The supporters are calling for mutual respect among leaders from the Mount Kenya region, saying personal attacks only serve to divide the community. Gachagua claimed there was a plot within the Kenya Kwanza government to divide the Mount Kenya region by sponsoring the creation of smaller political parties, a move he says is meant to scatter the region's votes. But Governor Waiguru's supporters have condemned the remarks, accusing Gachagua of showing disrespect to leaders from the region. They argue that such public outbursts only portray disunity and weaken the political strength of Mount Kenya ahead of future elections.
Tumekasirishwa na Rigathi Gachagua. Wamonyoro, tunataka kukwambia hivi Wamonyoro, vile unajiita, ujue hapa sio Wamonyoro, hapa ni Kirinyaga, na Kirinyaga iko na wenyewe. Tafadhali tunakuomba kwa heshima, hatutakutukana vile ulitusi mama yetu, lakini tunakuomba kwa heshima, achana na mama yetu kabisa.
And a section of Embu residents have strongly condemned former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua for allegedly hurling insults at local leaders during his tour of Embu County on Saturday. Speaking in Embu town on Monday, the residents demanded an immediate apology from Gachagua, accusing him of disrespecting Governor Cecily Mbarire and her Kirinyaga counterpart Anne Waiguru. They said the former DP's remarks were uncalled for and unbecoming of a leader of his stature. The residents said they were disappointed by Gachagua's tone and language during his address, describing it as divisive and demeaning. The residents have called for mutual respect among leaders, regardless of political affiliations. And after the successful recovery of 3 bodies from the ocean at Chuda area of Mombasa County, the county government has unveiled a comprehensive set of new marine safety measures aimed at ensuring safe sailing. Speaking during a press briefing at Kizingo, Mombasa, Governor Abdul Swamad Nasir also highlighted that the county was not involved in the planning of the function. He also outlined the vital role of beach management units who helped in recovery of the bodies, announcing the training of local divers will soon be formally engaged in county marine operation. This comes as investigations into the accident commences.
Thereafter, at any given time, the county disaster team, when such an event is going to be done, after having been given that notification, the disaster teams shall be at the scene when all this is happening, and that will include as well the enforcement team, which ideally the Kenya Maritime Authority is a regulator, and they regulate on whether the boats and the vessels are fit to be used in the ocean. We've got the Kenya Coast Guards now who are meant to implement and enforce those particular regulations.
Moving on, the government has launched the 2025 Kenya Defence Forces recruitment exercise with new guidelines aimed at restoring integrity in the process. Defence Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya said the exercise will proceed despite opposition from a section of Nairobi lawmakers. CS Tuya stated that the ministry has already engaged the MPs regarding their concerns.
The nationwide exercise commencing today, the 13th of October 2025, shall be conducted across all 47 counties over a 2-week period. The recruitment process is designed to be fair, transparent, and inclusive, ensuring that every qualified Kenyan is accorded an opportunity to serve. And I welcome the young men and women of Kenya who have shown interest in serving our country to turn out in large numbers for the exercise.
And Chief Justice Martha Koome has called on the newly sworn-in Registrar and Assistant Registrar of political parties to uphold the integrity of Kenya's multi-party democracy. Speaking during the swearing-in ceremony of John Cox Lorionoko and Agatha Wahome as Registrar and Assistant Registrar of political parties, Koome encouraged the institution to safeguard Kenya's democracy by ensuring that political parties embody transparency and internal democracy. Lorion Ko said ORPP will contribute to work collaboratively with relevant state and non-state stakeholders to actualize its mandate of registration, regulation and monitoring of political parties and the administration of political parties fund. And in the world of sports, a group of dedicated sports professionals has launched the International Mini Games Championship, an innovative platform aimed at identifying and nurturing young talent. The initiative targets pupils and students, offering them opportunities to explore their abilities across a range of disciplines, including sports, coding, robotics, creative arts and aviation. The goal is to provide an inclusive environment that promotes internal standards and infrastructure for holistic development while preparing talented learners for future careers in sports and beyond. And more players booked their spots for the fast approaching Golf Series Grand Finale following their respective triumphs during the Diamond Leisure Lodge monthly mag on Saturday. Felix Kandie emerged the overall winner after carding 28 points, while George Mukaya was the men winner with 38 points, as Pauline Nduva clinched the lady winner title with 37 points. Patel Kumar and Daniela Galloway won the Division 2 titles, as Arcel Adeyemo clinched the junior title. The 2025 series is in final stretch ahead of the grand finale showdown, with Muthaiga set to host the final major qualifying leg at the start of November before paving way for the finale showdown later in the month. All right, that's it for now. More of those stories in our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Do enjoy the rest of your viewership. Good afternoon.